And a very good evening, good day to all my viewers. It's Wednesday, September 11th, 2024. It is 6:36 p.m. Eastern Canadian Time, and we are here on the Vaudreuil Hudson EXO commuter train line. I'm going to be going for a train ride between here, Vendôme Station, and Sainte-Anne-de-Bellevue Station in the West Island of Montreal. And I'm filming this video in 30 frames per second for a change.
Bonjour à tous, bienvenue à bord du train 29, ça va être en direction de Vaudreuil, ça va être en direction de Vaudreuil. Si vous allez à Candiac, ce n'est pas le bon train, ça va être en direction de Vaudreuil. Merci.
And for a change, I'm actually filming out of this window, the north window if you want to call it that. And we are on Bombardier MultiLevel wagon 3156. Well, there's a new Bombardier, no sorry, new CRRC train that just was in front of us, or beside us I should say. Now it's behind us, probably for the St. Jerome line. Still have to film a ride on one of those new trains. So these windows do get dirty quite easily. Ironically, I'm taking this train ride today when news came out that they're thinking of getting rid of 3 EXO commuter train lines, Candiac, Mascouche, and Mont Saint Hilaire, and replacing them with bus routes. Not confirmed at this point, but looks like it's probably going to happen as a cost-cutting measure, according to CBC News. Well, by the time we get to Sainte-Anne-de-Bellevue train station, we may actually have twilight. Or at least a golden hour. And there's where the line splits. There's the St. Jerome line right there, where that CRRC train is probably heading. Of course, they have additional ones on the tracks now, compared to a month or two ago when there was only one CRRC train set. Looks like there's multiple ones now. It was a Côte St. Luc golf course, I believe. Maybe it's the Montreal West Golf Course. I forgot the name of it. Pretty big one now. There's the rail yards. Some Canadian Pacific locomotives. That looks like we're gonna come parallel to a freight train here. UPS facility. Looks like we got a bit of clouds moving in, but nothing major. Another freight train here. Pretty groovy, those pink containers. One Network Express, ONE, and there's a Maersk underneath. Yeah, and you know, the other thing too, ironically, is even the EXO rail lines that might not be abolished, they might cut some stations out of the lines. Less stations might be served. So for example, on the Vaudreuil Hudson Line and St. Jerome Line, there might be some stations that might not even exist anymore. Curious if Lachine's gonna get the cutting axe on this line.
Prochaine gare, Dorval.
Also have to wonder maybe if Hudson's gonna get cut. Remember, this line used to go, oh, not Hudson, sorry, this one used to actually go all the way to Rigaud, and then they cut Rigaud out, and now there's only 1 or 2 trains a day that terminate at Hudson. I wonder if they're going to cut Hudson completely. There's some nice locomotives. So this train line may actually permanently end at Vaudreuil. At Hudson. Yeah, at Vaudreuil. Instead of ending at Hudson, it'll probably just end at Vaudreuil. So we went from this line originally ending at Rigaud to then having only a few trains going into Hudson, and now we may not have any trains going into Hudson. We might just end at at Vaudreuil. And for the Saint Jerome line, I'm wondering maybe if they're going to cut Maribel or something, or Blainville. There's Dorval Airport, Montreal International Airport, or Trudeau International Airport. I'll zoom in here, see what you can see. Yeah, going back to what I was saying, even the train lines that are going to stay, I'm wondering which stations are going to get cut, and I just keep thinking of Hudson. Because Hudson, like I said, only has 1 or 2 trains on weekdays going there, and none on weekends. Well, I guess we'll have to see what happens. train was moving and then it stopped. Maybe some. Oh, there we go. And of course, seeing that we're on our way to Sainte-Anne-de-Bellevue, I always have to give a shout out to Jack Casey, aka a bass guy, who lives in Sainte-Anne-de-Bellevue. Check out his YouTube channel. I'll put a link in the video description as always. And I'll check out www.bassguyshow.com. Always worth giving an honorable mention to Jack. Great music, photography, you name it. Nice bike path here on Cardinal Street, which eventually turns into Donegal. There's a beautiful shot of a plane taking off there. There's the Des Sources exit, Boulevard des Sources. Looks like they're working on these overpasses, vehicle and pedestrian overpasses. And here's Donegal here. Donegal Street. Beautiful West Island of Montreal. There's the 203 bus stop. Another thing too, I'm thinking about that report about cutting the train lines. I mean, they just spent all that money on Sainte-Anne-de-Bellevue station, putting in the new canopies and redoing the platforms. I mean, that line served by Candiac, which is getting the axe apparently. That station serves Candiac, but also serves, of course, Vaudreuil Hudson Line and the Saint Jerome line. So 2 out of the 3 lines are going to stay, the Sainte-Anne-de-Bellevue station services. Mascouche used to run out of Central Station, but now it's taking a detour, very scenic detour, by the way. If you want to check it out, take the Mascouche detour before the RAM opens up, because the idea was the RAM, Côte de Liesse RAM station, that's where Mascouche was supposed to begin. The Mascouche line was supposed to begin at Côte de Liesse, the Côte de Liesse RAM station, and then head east towards Mascouche. But if Mascouche is getting the axe, I don't know what's going to happen with that. As for Mont Saint-Hilaire, Mont Saint-Hilaire, I mean, a lot of nice stations there on that line. and Candiac as well. Of course, Candiac Station, famous for its very small size, very small platform. Just imagine though, like about a decade ago, these train lines used to have excursions. They used to have, back when it was the AMT used to organize trips to the Expo Rail Museum and apple picking and all that. Those were the good days of transit, man. Like, I don't get it. It's frustrating, you know, as a transit fan, as a transit user. Here we are trying to encourage public transit, and then it's getting cut because of funding. And there's so much other things that, you know, money is being spent on. I'm not going to get political, but like, come on, man. I'm trying to get people to use public transit, and we're cutting it. Look at train service in the 1900s, the 1920s, 40s, 60s. Look at how many train lines there were and stations, and there it is, the Plaza Point Claire. Shout out to Jack. He goes there every day almost. His sanctuary. Yeah, Cedar Park is his station where he gets off, goes to the Plaza Point Claire. Very beautiful mall, by the way. I do have a couple of videos walking through there. Not to mention, all of these platforms are falling apart. Train platforms, train station platforms. A lot of the cement and pavements chipping away, cracking. A lot of the structures, the buildings, are in desperate need of replacement.
Prochaine gare, Beacon Street.
Beaconsfield coming up. Beaconsfield, a very beautiful sector as well, town. I always say, you know, if you live in the downtown core or eastern part of Montreal or wherever, owe it to yourself to come to the West Island. It's a different vibe. Very calm and a lot of nature. If you're like me, into nature, definitely worth the trip, whether by bus or by train, even by bike. There's St. Charles Boulevard, I believe. Yeah, St. Charles. of the original stations.
Prochaine gare, bon repère. Gare, bon repère.
Another smaller type station. Yeah, I was just thinking, I think there's a path here. So, I don't know if it's this station or the next one. Goes through a bunch of green lined vegetation.
Prochaine gare, Vendôme.
I think that could be it there. At least the mosquitoes are soon going to dissipate, hopefully. Looks like a chemical chemical storage facility. On the tail tracks there. Or the spur, I should say, not tail tracks. A lot of industrial buildings in this sector. Warehouses. I think there's even a medical lab here, Health Canada Medical Lab.
Gare Vendôme.
Alright, so get up here and prepare to get off. Alright, so as always, thanks for watching everyone. If you like what you see, hit the like button, subscribe, turn on your notification bells. And as always, more videos to come. I'll leave you guys with a nice view here of the moon. Very beautiful moon tonight. And the famous Sainte-Anne-de-Bellevue water tower. Larry! And if you don't know who Larry is, he's the imaginary producer of Bass Guy Show. And like I said, I'll put a link here to Jack's website and his channel. Check him out. Thanks for watching, everybody. And see you all soon.